That's my data. But I did get gold involved in some kind of new backing. Interesting. But not just gold. I
Yeah,
think it's going to be a bunch of things.
basket of assets. Yeah, very interesting.
Pick me,
They're
pick me.
new bonds too,
Actually,
right?
yeah,
New
I was going
bonds.
to follow up with you, Derek, because your data really ties quite nicely to Dick's. Um, and yeah, you're going to see there's a lot of overlap with your data tonight, guys. So I think, like I said, it's not just talking about the actual commodity of gold. It's because we're dealing with that larger financial structure in the Fed. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. And yeah, you'll see that continuation of unrest with Derek's session.
Yeah. So yeah, very complimentary with what you did, Dick. So that's what I've got for tonight.
Interesting data. I really liked how you got the correlation with the civil unrest and that there would be some type of potential demonstrations related to the financial system. So
Yeah, what if that's Fort Knox and they find that there's no gold there?
that is always the question of like, hey, is there anything really in there? Inquiring minds have been wanting to know for a very long time. So all right. Naeem, let's check out your data.
Had a definitely had a down, a dip or a bottoming out feel, right from the beginning. So some kind of negative effect, I'm guessing. Yeah.
I think really well done and very it correlates so much with what we're going to continue to see and what we have seen. But I think the biggest takeaway from yours was just that accounting mismanagement and that revelation that there's some stuff potentially coming out that folks don't want coming out. So, all right, Sean. I think metaphorically you captured quite a lot of interesting concepts in that session. So.
Yeah, after the target reveal, that was definitely interesting. I really enjoyed seeing the other guy's data here.
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on here with this one. Daz, would you like to take the next?
Okie dokie.
You guys are all painting a really happy picture about our
It's,
financial system for the
it's not
next
looking
year.
good, is it?
Marty, you're muted.
Hey, I'm surprised. I'm quite contented with what I'm seeing. It fits right into what I'm expecting. So probably
Yeah,
not good though, but no shock here, no shock value.
I think that's a perfect point. Is like, is anybody really surprised that if you look at this large scale institution that there might be something a little hinky going on? No.
What's also interesting, Courtney, is that we recently did the financial drop, and we were getting data that this summer there was something coming as well, and this is lining up with that. So
Very much, yeah, and
yeah.
that ties in so much to, and just even your set, regular crypto sessions that we've looked at for the last few months. We have had that kind of summertime thing looking, so I think it makes a lot of sense.
Well, let's hear what Reardon
Yeah,
got.
Edward, bring it home. Let's tie it all together.
All right, I think I got some corroborating stuff. Let's see what happened here. If we're looking at that summertime, which we all seem to be agreeing on is a very volatile period, yeah, I had that in mind as well.
Lots of correlation there, Edward. Very nicely done. So, hmm, some heavy data. Guys, got any thoughts?
I don't even know what
I
to think about it.
I'd be surprised at the chart. I think gold's going to go up. I don't think our charts are right, but we'll see.
You had so much overlap though. I mean, there were really like, and it fit in these categories. So I tried to tell a story with it. I don't know if I got all the pieces in the right spots, but it made sense.
No, you caught. There was a lot. I was surprised at how much overlap there was. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. But yeah, nice work.
A lot.
That was amazing.
Yeah. So that's what makes me kind of curious, like what's going to tip off the scandal? Is it something else monetarily related that's going to affect gold, or is it going to be about the gold that's then going to affect everything else?
I'll hazard a hypothesis that all the events that are unfolding right now are leading up to this summer. Everything about the laying off of federal workers, it all just seems so familiar to me from when I experienced Chapter 11 bankruptcy when I was at Chrysler back in 2008. And the way that they're handling the government stuff right now, it's like I said, it's very familiar. So I think this is just part of the process, and we're leading up to this summer. So I'm a little worried about how it's going to go, but man.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this will be an interesting one to bookmark and look at a year from now. Let's look back in a year and probably go, whoa, wow, we said that. It never happens exactly like we expect, but it very often comes out as the remote viewing predicted. So
Amazing work. Looking at that review there again, like Sean just said, there's things that I'd forgotten about, but you got to understand also, even bigger than probably the gold is the treasury, which underpins everything. I mean, every nation in the world has treasuries on their books. And maybe that's where the 20 cents on the dollar comes in when everybody is offered 20% of what's owed by the US, because even the banking system in the US, the regional banks are all backed by the treasuries. And they're already in trouble because they had to have the treasuries. They bought the treasuries when interest rates were really low. And then when they bumped the rates, a lot of the banks were underwater because if they had to liquidate those bonds, they would have done it at a massive loss. As long as they hang on to them, it's fine because they'll mature. But wow, there's a lot to unpack there. And it's just like fireworks. Like, which way do you look? There's so many things going to be affected by this. And gold is just one small part of it.
So Marty, I've got an ounce of gold here, Gold Eagle, and it says U.S. gold 1 ounce, $50. They put the value on it at $50.
Yeah. Yep. That's probably what you'll get for it, $50 new.
Well, yeah, U.S. Federal Reserve notes has 2,900 today, right?
4,000 in Canada, 4,200.
Geez, I'm going to bring some of my gold up to Canada and buy
Yeah, you should set it up and have Marty sell it for you.
Hey, I'll give you 35 for it.
Yeah.
Of course, everything costs that much more there too, right?
No,
Oh, no?
ask Naeem. I just got back from the States. Let me tell you what it's like. Prices are pretty much the same, except petroleum products. And no, that's about it. Maybe gasoline is cheaper. But if I can go buy a steak in Texas, it's the same price as a steak here, only it's in Canadian dollars, which means you're 40% more expensive than we are. It's shocking. It used to be such a great deal, but it's not anymore. It'll catch up eventually, but things are expensive for Canadians to go there. We have to pay $1.42 today for one of your US dollars, and it's basically the same price down there. So no. So great deal, guys. Come on to Canada. You get some great deals up here with your US dollars.
Party at Marty's place.
Party at Marty's.
Oh, right. If Trump has his way, we'll be Canadian before
You know what, guys?
All right, I'll do the tease.
You did
for
an
the
amazing,
editor. Hi, Dick Allgaier here of Future Forecasting.
amazing job. I'm fascinated. I'm never shocked when I should say I am shocked. I'm never amazed when I see your stuff that you do. I can't believe how well you do it. And it's such a skill. It's brilliant, every one of you. Like, it's amazing what you can do. I don't have that talent. I don't want that talent. I might see
Let me do the
eyes.
tease properly and have Dick Allgaier here of Future Forecasting Group. We just remote viewed gold. What did we?
Oh, you should
I
say.
should have done that digitally.
You should say we just
That's real gold. It's
we
hard
had
to
a
keep
remote
it in
viewing
your eyes.
session. Can
What
you
did we
guess what it
see when
was?
we looked at gold coming up?
That's what we saw. Go dropping.
Oh, funneling. Yes.
Yeah, it keeps falling out of your eyeballs.
And that would be the theme of the session.
It's an omen.
like I said, it seemed like kind of an easy cut and dry target, but because of the scope, I think you guys really captured
Yeah.
something that is going to have a possible worldwide impact. And so I think great work, guys. So,
Yeah, sobering because it was independently done, but it's on the back of those two separate projects we looked at where there's that big gap in the market where something big was going to
Mhm.
happen. So that's
Yeah.
the worrying thing for me.
And I purposely, I guess you noticed how short of a timeline I gave you till the end of the year, because I want to know if it coincides with what I'm seeing and what you guys saw before. My date is right around my birthday, somewhere between that area that possibly we're going to see the effects of this.
Yeah. As you said, it's going to be a case of all of us keeping an eye and our subscribers keeping an eye and
Yeah.
like making a decision on what you do with your money that's in the banks and your money that's in crypto and gold and everything really.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah,
And
what do we do
where
with
to
it?
hide? Where to
Yeah.
hide? That's the issue, right? That's the big thing.
right. Well done, fellas. I think we can wrap this one up. This will definitely be one that gets a revisit, especially as things go along. So I just want to thank you all for your great work. Thank you, Marty, for your awesome technical insight as always, especially for those of us who, might not be as on top of all the financial stuff. So it's always great to have your guidance there. So,
You're welcome, guys.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
all right.
guys.
Bye.
See everybody later.
All right, bye.
Yep.